on, guys? Good morning, good morning, good morning. What is going on? Now coming into market open, honestly, and by the way, happy Wednesday, happy Wednesday. Coming into market open, honestly, the market does look pretty interesting. I can't lie. I'm gonna explain why in a second once I start the live over in the premium. But from the looks of it, I kind of am liking this open, at least for now. Hopefully it doesn't really mess up anytime soon. I don't think we have news. We do have news at 10, which is in about 15 minutes. Maybe wait for that before we get a setup. But if on the looks of it, we are getting more of a reading here, right? I'm gonna explain the buys. I'm gonna explain everything we're looking at in a second. Once I start the live over in the premium. All right, guys. But let's pretty much just go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna go ahead and type up the that we're starting up the live here. All right. Let me put this link out right quick. All right, there we go. Okay. There we go. Anyways, yeah, hopefully we get I'm a little tired. Hopefully we get a good day today. Because yesterday and the day before have been pretty good. I would say we've been making some money. So hopefully we keep the streak up today. But yeah, let's go ahead and start up the live train here. I'm gonna go ahead and explain the setup and everything, and then we just go from there. Yeah. What's good, guys? What's going on? Good morning, good morning. What's up, what's up? Guys, I am tired as hell. I've been up since like 8:30 and I have not gotten enough from bed till now. Anyways, all right. So coming into market open, honestly, we almost had a setup, an amazing setup, which we would have been done for the day already. I promise you guys, but we couldn't hold up the gap. I'm sure you guys saw it on the 5-minute time frame. We couldn't hold up the gap in time, and now obviously, we're pumping up now. But here's the buys that we are currently getting for the morning, or at least the one that I'm seeing so far. All right. So coming to market open, the first thing we did is, if you guys go to the higher time frame, like the 1 hour time frame, the 30-minute, whatever, you guys can see that we created an I don't want to say overnight liquidity. This was more of a New York type of liquidity, right? Whatever it is, we created liquidity at 324.25 yesterday, right here. I would say during the New York session, right? It's a really, really nice level of liquidity. The levels of liquidity that have to a downside, it's only two. It was three a second ago. It was the London low, the 324, which is an external from yesterday, and we have another external, which is going to be the New York low at 20,075.25. All right, guys. So we have not too many choices to really work with for today to the downside, but on the bright side, with us taking out this 324 level, pretty much right off open, it's kind of telling us a story, right? We took out this level of liquidity, we swept it pretty quick, and we're currently holding above it. What does this tell us? Well, we took out the objective to the downside, and now our objectives is going to be to the upside. You guys know the first thing that you guys should always be looking for once the market opens is wait for one direction to get taken out. You can't wait for two directions, because then that kind of messes up your reading for the day. All right, guys. Here, let me put out that I'm live on YouTube real quick. So yeah, pretty much the objective for this morning is going to be, we want to go ahead and take out at least, or not at least, we want to take out every single level of liquidity, including this London high up here, right? So we're going to try to trade into that. Now, the problem is, put this live out real quick. The problem is, coming into market open, we had a setup literally a second ago off this imbalance right here, but unfortunately, this gap ended up or the imbalance ended up sweeping way too quick. We couldn't hold up anything, so we couldn't really create the fair value gap. So that would have been our entry. We would have been in longs, but from the looks of it, we couldn't get anything. So we're gonna have to wait, right? And that's even if we get a setup. Now, one thing that I do want to bring up is we do have what's it called? Do we have an SMT? We do, actually. I'm pretty sure we do. And the SMT here is gonna be ES is definitely looking a lot stronger. On the other on ES, we never ended up taking out this London low, which could be a little bit interesting for today. But yeah, ES is definitely looking a lot stronger than NQ is. You guys see NQ is kind of struggling. It's trying to hold up, mainly because of ES. But ES is just ripping, right? So 3K payout secured. Nice, bro. That's what I like to see, my man. Congrats. Anyways, so yeah, coming into market open, I am liking the open, but there's nothing really catching our eye for an entry just yet. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit more there. But let's see. What more can I say? Yeah, I mean, but by the way, yeah, we have news at 10 a.m. So in about 13 minutes from now, we have news. Yeah, I saw it. It's PMI. We have PMI news coming out. So maybe we wait for that, and then hopefully we create a setup from that thing. Actually, speaking of, I actually hope we don't get a setup for the next 13 minutes. It'll be better because what's it called? What was I gonna say? Yeah, I lost my train of thought. It'll be better just because obviously, I mean, if we get a setup before news is gonna fuck it up. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to deal with that. So yeah, we wait for news first. You know what I mean? We wait for like what, like 12 minutes or so, whatever, and then we just go from there. 650 5 minute FEG. If you're talking about this one up here, the problem with this one, 650, right? Yep, 650. The problem with this one, yeah, it is there. It is a valid for value gap. Don't get me wrong. The problem with this one is we have drawn liquidity inside of the fair value gap. So it's a 50-50, right? Because what could happen is we could what's it called? We could have price shoot up into this gap. We sweep liquidity when our bias wants to be bullish. What can end up happening here is since we swept this internal high, we can reject off this fair value gap and start expecting to go back down. But the problem is, if you want to go back down, what are we going to go down into? We already took out the objective for today, which was at 324. You get what I'm saying? So it's going to be a little bit tricky to trade off this fair value gap if we have to trade off of it, which, you know, I mean, we can consider it if we really want to. But it's pretty far away. I mean, if we do want to inverse this gap from right now, we're going to have to pump up 150 points, which is insane. But if the news comes out very, very bullish, and we get like a huge buying candle, yeah, we can probably take this, and it's just gonna be this gap right here is super risky. I'd much rather have something down here. I mean, not only do we have more room to the upside, but we have less holding us down. You know what I mean? Like we could trade into the gap instead of trading off of the gap. What are your levels? Bro, they're on the chart, bro. You can see them right here. What about the 471 fair value gap? 471. 471. This right here? This is not a gap. I'm not sure if you're talking about this one. You're gonna try to enter 479. Wait, 470. What gap are you guys talking about? 470. I'm assuming you guys are talking about this one, right? Yeah, but the problem is this is not. Is it a gap? The candle does not look like a fair value gap at all. Oh yeah. Nah, I rather not, bro. I rather not do this. No. Definitely not. If you guys want to, you could, but I mean, dude, this is like barely anything. But yeah, I guess I would say the only fair value gap that we really have here is maybe we have one right here. But even if we do want to work off this, the London high is like 20 points away. There's no point in trading this one. So I guess the only one that's really interesting right now, which I don't know if we're gonna use at all today, would be this one. But I'd much rather wait for something to be formed right here, which we're literally forming as we speak. Right now, I don't know if we're gonna hold it up. It's a pretty small gap as well, but let me see. Yeah, we're probably not gonna hold this one up. So yeah, like I said, I would much rather just wait for I would much rather just wait for the market to kind of just release the news, and once we get the news, we just work off that. You get what I'm saying? It'll be way better because not only do we get the volume spike, but if the volume is good and we create a setup, we just go from there. You know what I mean? Yesterday I made $808 in 2 trades. Does it break the 30% rule? Nah, you should be fine. You should be fine. The London high is also in the middle of no, but we're not gonna be targeting anything. Like we're not gonna be trading off anything up here. Our objective for today is gonna be only bullish. It was good, bro. It was good. But yeah, our objective today is gonna be only bullish. I mean, you guys gotta keep in mind we took out pretty much all of the objectives to the downside. We took out the Asia low, the London low, and the external low. Can we go lower? Sure. Just one little sell off, or not little. One major sell off. But our final level of liquidity is at 20,075, which honestly, I'm not on mute. You probably have me muted. Anyways, I don't think we go into 20,075. That is insane, especially with the way buyers are holding it up right now. I don't think we go down, all the way down there. So if I were to say anything, I personally think this will be the bottom of the market. Sure, we can go a little bit lower. Maybe we take out the New York low off open or whatever. But I don't think we should be going any lower than 300 today. I hope. Right now, obviously, right now, the whole thing is we would want to see us push up in a way to where we create some sort of a gap so that we can use towards an entry. So we'll see. We will see. But yeah, in the meantime, we're gonna have to kind of wait the 9 minutes or 8 minutes for PMI to come out. So in the meantime, I guess I'll just chill. Continuation, yeah, in a way, yeah. We can't really take any sort of an inverse today, at least for now. Because obviously there's really not much to really work with here. So the best case would be we create a gap around this range, We retrace into the gap, and then we just take longs off the gap into the London high. Hope it shoots down. Nah, I hope it shoots up. I mean, why would we want price to go lower? You know what I mean? We kind of already, like I said, we took out the objective for today to the downside. We want to want price to go lower because then it just makes everything a little bit harder to trade and everything. PMI came out at 10 so in about 7 minutes from now. So the most I can make in a day is about $700. Yes. Obviously, as your account grows, it will average out. But if the account is a fresh account, yeah, it'll be $700. Oh, it's not PMI? I'm pretty sure it is. Is it not? Let me see. Yeah, PMI. ISM services PMI. Yeah, same thing. So yeah, at 10 a.m. That's pretty much the only news that we have for today. Now, one thing I do want to say now that I have most people in here is, guys, we were looking at the news yesterday. Here, let me show you guys. We were looking at the news yesterday, and I don't like the way Friday is lined up. I'm probably not gonna trade Friday. Main reason being is not only do we have NFP, which is volatile enough already, but you guys gotta keep in mind we have Powell speaking on Friday, and any day that Powell speaks, it is not good. Like 9.5 out of 10 times. So in my opinion, I'm probably gonna avoid Friday. Also, you guys gotta keep in mind we've been killing it this week. So I mean, an extra day off. I mean, I wouldn't complain. But yeah, on Friday we do have Powell speaking, so I'm personally gonna avoid this day. I don't want to. I don't want to touch that, right? But in the meantime, for today, we have PMI news coming out in 6 minutes, so we're just waiting on that to come out, and then we're gonna be pretty much good to go from there. All right, guys. So that's pretty much the game plan for now. Now, in the meantime, you guys gotta keep in mind we are currently still holding above this level of liquidity at 324. As long as we hold above it and we create some sort of a fair value gap going forward, we can use that towards some longs into this London high. The objective for today is going to be to take out 629, which is about 300 points away, or about 260 points away. So yeah, we're going to see how that goes. Let me see. Is there another liquidity on the 15-minute time frame around 1 p.m. yesterday? Would you consider looking for a sweep around there before the long? Well, now that you guys gotta keep in mind, with us taking out 324, we can already look towards longs at any given time, as long as we have the setup. Obviously, right now we're not in anything because we don't have any setups. But I mean, if we have more liquidity to the downside, which I don't think we have, yeah, the next level of liquidity is at 109, 109 and 75 as well, or 108. So like I said, we have practically nothing to work with right now, like literally nothing. So we're gonna have to wait for it. There's nothing on the 15-minute. There's nothing on the 5-minute. There's no liquidity. There's nothing, right? So all we need to do, guys, is pretty much just wait for just a bounce here in the market. Obviously, as hopefully we can hold above 324. Right now we're trying to hold above it. I'm not sure if maybe ES might want to take out this London low before we go back up. So if we do push up a little bit lower, honestly, it's nothing to really worry about. But in the meantime, yeah, as long as we create a gap to the upside, keep in mind we have news coming out in 5 minutes from now. Right, so we're kind of just waiting on that. And then whatever happens there, we use the imbalance if we create one, and then we just use that to our advantage. Now, hopefully PMI does not come out bearish, because if we do, we're going to have a very long day. I mean, what I'm trying to say, guys, is if PMI comes out bearish and the market sells off, we can't take longs until we take out 108. And I'm not going to wait all morning for us to take out 108. So if anything, I'll just come back PM session. That's if PMI comes out bearish. Now, if it comes out bullish, we'll more than likely create a fair value gap around this range, and then we just use that towards our you know what I mean, like to our advantage, right? But like I said, if PMI does come out bearish, I'm not even gonna waste your guys' time. I'm probably just gonna come back PM session, because, like I said, if we sell off and we hold below 324, what that means is we're probably gonna go into the next level of liquidity, which is at 108. As you guys see, we don't really have anything. We do have something here, which I guess you could use. You know what I mean? 265, I guess. But we'll see how we react off there. Fingers crossed we don't have bearish news, but we'll see. We'll see. Now, the ES take out. Okay, ES just took out this the London low, which is what we wanted. Now, the question is can we hold above it going forward, or do we want to sell off? Right? Because if we sell off, then we're gonna have to wait literally all day for us to get a long setup. You guys know I'm not gonna be taking shorts, obviously, when we already took out our objectives for the day. Right? We might want to take out 108 before we start pushing up, maybe. But oh, by the way. I don't know if you guys have noticed yet, right? But if you guys look at the market, doesn't it look a lot slower than the last 2 weeks? That's because I told you guys, March 4th was the final day of the tariffs. Trump already applied all of the tariffs that we needed, or not needed, but that he wanted to do. So now that it's all applied and the market is kind of just priced in, it just makes sense. You know what I mean? Yeah, definitely not needed. It's what Trump wanted to do. That's what I meant. But you guys notice the volume in the market. It's a lot lower. You got like price is actually moving stably. Is that a word? You know what I'm saying? Like it's more stable. It's not crazy. It's not 200 points per every 5-minute candle. It's actually reasonable, right? So hopefully it stays this way, so we can start getting some more consistent trades out there. You guys know we've been crushing it this week. We caught 230 points on Monday and 100 points on pretty much yesterday. So hopefully we can keep it going today. Now we need a setup, but fingers crossed the markets are back to normal, because last week it was. I would never wish that upon my worst enemy. What we went through last week, never again. Never again. If I have to take the week off, if the market does it again, I'm going to take the week off. I'm not even going to bother trying to trade it. Not at all. Anyways, in the meantime, guys, it seems like ES is trying to. Keep in mind, we have news coming out in about 1 minute and 35 seconds. But ES is trying to hold above the London low, which could give us a very nice signal for some longs very soon. Obviously, we still need the setup, but we're waiting on that. My worst enemy did me so wrong. I wish it on them. Well, I guess. Okay. I guess. But my enemy hasn't ever done that, so I wouldn't wish a bad market upon them. You know. Anyways, I don't really have an enemy either. Kind of just stay true to myself. Monday trade was beautiful, dude. We caught Monday's trade like couldn't get any more perfect. We playing council for real, bro. Anyways, look at 768 on ES. We need to take that. No, you gotta keep in mind. The main level that we wanted to take out on. Oh yeah, pretty much 7. Yeah. We already took that out. Which was the London low. We took it out. So with us taking this out, the whole reason the market was kind of selling off, you guys gotta keep in mind, ES had the bullish SMT, right? So as NQ took out every level of liquidity to the downside, ES was struggling to take it out until right now. Right now, we took out the London low on ES. We can start expecting some very, very nice push-ups, right? So technically, once this news comes out, technically, it should go up. If it goes down, we're fucked. I'm gonna cut it as short as possible. If the news is bearish, we're fucked, right? But technically, we should be going up. Technically, okay. Well, there we go, right? Anyways, there we go, right? Technically, right? Why? Well, mainly you guys gotta keep in mind we took out liquidity, and well, we're probably gonna shoot up into our price targets now. But yeah, I mean, we couldn't trade into it, obviously. You know what I mean? Are we in? No, we're not. We're not. Now, hopefully, we don't push up any higher. We probably will. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. We probably will. Wow, that's a really big candle. But guys, if we can manage to close this candle around this range and create some sort of a reasonable gap, we can use that gap to take some longs into the upside, as long as we don't take out the liquidity. But with news coming out so bullish, we're probably gonna continue going higher, right? So obviously, you guys know we gotta wait the 4 minutes for this candle to go ahead and close. We gotta wait another 5 minutes for the next candle to close, and then we can start getting some sort of a setup, right? So yeah, we're gonna have to wait about 10 minutes. But in those 10 minutes, fingers crossed, we don't mess up any sort of a gap, and we don't mess up any levels to the upside, which would be our price targets. All right. So fingers crossed. But yeah, you caught it, bro. I don't know how you did that. But yeah, on the bright side, I told you guys, fingers crossed we don't have bearish news, because if that came out bearish, we're going to have a long day. But with us being bullish now, all we need to do is just close this gap up, this imbalance, which, like I said, I wanted to close around this range, actually. Exactly where we're sitting at, I wanted to close there, right? We get a pullback into this imbalance right after, and then we just take longs from there, right? We're in the 5 minute right now. We're in the 5 minute. We're usually always on the 5 minute. David gotta say we're not gonna hold up. Oh yeah, we're not gonna hold up the gap. Yeah, no. There's too much selling coming. You know what I mean? Anyways, but yeah, hopefully we don't push down too much. Obviously we need an active imbalance so we could use it to our advantage. But as long as we can hold around this range, like the 420, 430 range, we should be good there. All right, we should be good there. Now, you guys know we gotta wait for this candle to go ahead and close. So we gotta wait about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Now on the bright side, keep in mind, guys, if you guys look at the charts, ES took out the. Wait, we're selling off a little bit. Hopefully we don't sell off too much. Because obviously we need a setup. This is like our like chance at a setup, right? So we need to hold up this imbalance, right? But on the bright side, like I said, our objective for today is going to remain bullish. You guys gotta keep in mind both ES and NQ took out everything to a downside. ES took out London and external, and ES took out NQ took out London external, and ES took out the London low, which is exactly why we're so bullish, right? Now, with us being bullish, obviously we have a lot of levels of liquidity to the upside to take out, and by a lot I mean like 3 or 4, right? So on ES we have this one, and this one, which is gonna be the London high, and on NQ we have internal, and London, right? So these are our price targets for today, right? We're not gonna be aiming to go lower because obviously we already took it out, right? We're already gonna target for an entry. Well, we need to create the setup. I can't really tell you just yet. Now, hopefully we don't continue pushing higher. Like I said, I want price to be holding around the 420 to 430 range. That will be the most reasonable fair value gap that we should be making in the market, right? Obviously, the higher we go, the more of a messier fair value gap is going to be, because obviously it's going to be way too large of a fair value gap, and there's going to be too much happening, right? So we need like a reasonably sized fair value gap to know exactly where we're bouncing from and know exactly where we're going to place our stop loss. All right. But yeah. You gotta keep in mind, the news came out at 10 a.m. PMI news. All right, but yeah, so far this candle's about to close in 1 minute. So like I said, as long as it closes around this range right here, exactly where we're at right now, if it can close there, that would be perfect. All right, but yeah, and the volume right now seems very, very volatile. So I mean, if we take out this high up here, it won't be too much of a big deal. You guys got to keep in mind, we took out practically almost everything to the downside. So even if we do take out one level of liquidity to the upside, we could still expect a little bit higher in the market because we have so much room for higher until 629. I'm on the 5 minute. I'm always going to be on the 5 minute. But yeah, okay, so this candle's about to close in 20 seconds. Hopefully we don't hopefully we don't make any new highs anytime soon. Because obviously we gotta close the gap around this range. All right. And in the meantime, ES as well has not taken out any levels of liquidity just yet. So we still have a lot of room for higher. Like I said, or I didn't say it, but I do believe we are gonna go higher throughout the morning. All right, so this candle went ahead and closed, right? Perfect. Now, what we're gonna do here is now we can't have this candle sell off all the way down here because then the gap closes, right? So what we're gonna need here is we're obviously gonna need the gap to, we want it to go a little bit lower, right? We will want a gap like this, like a reasonably sized gap. And then all we're gonna do for today, guys, is we're gonna be using the continuation model, right? So pretty much what we're gonna be looking for is, depending on wherever the gap closes, what we need is for the market to simply just retrace. You know what I mean? It can do whatever it wants. We retrace into the gap. It could be in the midpoint, the top, the bottom, wherever. As long as we get about a 20 to 30 point bounce off this gap, we're going to look to enter, right? So it would look somewhat like this, right? We place our stop loss around here, and then we just target the liquidity up here, right? So we're looking at about a 200 point trade or so, depending on where we bounce, right? So this is the current game plan for today, right? Now, in the next 4 minutes, the only thing we can't have the market do is completely sell off into this wick down here. Why? Well, because obviously if we sell off, we won't have a gap to use, right? So as long as we hold up around this range, we should be good for setup. All right, guys? But yeah, that is the current game plan for now, guys. That is the current game plan. All right. So let me go ahead and write it here. Let me kind of explain the setup here. So we have, let me see. Right, so right here we have London low and external low DOL, right? Then right here we have a DOL. Well, we took out DOL right here. Just like that. We swept it. Swept DOL with price holding above with strong buying. MSS. So literally all we need here, guys, is to simply look for a retracement. Then we take longs into PT1, PT2, PT3, and PT4. Just like that. That's simple, right? Now, the next thing, the next concern in the market is if we have too much buying pressure coming in. The problem with that is too much buying and no selling. That means no retracement in the market. So we need to make sure that we get a retracement before we take out any level of liquidity, right? So the next game plan here is obviously this gap is probably going to close around this range. We're probably not going to go any lower. So what we need here is we need for buyers to not be too strong just yet. Obviously, you guys know we need to obviously retrace into this gap so we can find our entry. All right. So we would look for something like this, right? And just like that, this is the current game plan for now, guys. Right. So we're gonna see if we get a retracement. If we don't, then obviously we can't really get a setup. Because this is the setup. But in the meantime, then go ahead and write this out, right? I want you to see. All right, and make sure looking for NQ longs from this bullish setup. I'm watching to see if NQ can retrace into this gap, bounce up. All right, there we go. All right, perfect. Let me put this out in the commentary for the people that aren't in the stream. All right, perfect. So in the meantime, guys, this candle is about to close in 40 seconds. So far, we're not getting too much buying pressure coming in, which is good because we need enough sellers to be, kind of in the room with us to get enough selling to get a retracement into this gap for us to then shoot it back up. All right, so this is the current game plan for now, guys. But if I were to say anything, I would say we definitely have a lot more room to go higher. I mean, it makes sense. We took out all the liquidity to the downside. We have so much liquidity to the upside that we have not yet tapped into. All right, guys. So that's what we're looking out for. That's what we're looking out for. Full size. Yeah, it seems pretty reasonable to go full size, I would say. Yeah. All right. So the candle closed, right? So now, guys, the only thing we need here, I'm gonna delete all of this because I don't want the chart to be so clumped up. So now, guys, literally all we need now is for price to simply retrace about 30 points, 20-ish points around there. We get price to retrace wherever we bounce from. We wait for a 25 to 30 point bounce. We find our entry and we set our stop loss at the complete low of that candle, and then we go from there. All right. So now the next step, the final step in the setup is simply wait for a retracement. If we can't get a retracement, guys, we can't get the setup as good as it looks. We can't get it. All right. So we just need a simple retracement. It could be into at least 420. Right? It could be a little bit lower, it could be a little bit higher. It doesn't really matter. As long as we tap into this gap and we bounce, that's going to be our entry. All right? So the next step here is simply just wait for that to go ahead and happen. Right? So let's see if we can get that. Hopefully we can. Hopefully we can. Because if not, I don't see us getting any other setup going up. Because obviously we have the next step is going to be taking out liquidity. Right? We don't want to be taking out. We don't want to be entering as we're taking out liquidity. You know what I mean? That's going to add more risk to the setup. Let's see if we can get the retracement here. Sellers are trying to step in here. Obviously, buyers are still in control, so it's going to be a little bit harder for sellers to really step in. But if we can get just one simple push down, that'll be just enough for us to get the entry. We're literally right next to the entry, so hopefully nothing too bad happens here. Okay. All right, let's see what we get here. Let's see what we get. Literally, all we need to do now is just dump down a little bit more. Okay, now we are officially in the gap. I would honestly prefer if we go a little bit lower. You guys also got to keep in mind, ES also wants to rotation into his gap. So we're going to see what we do here. All right, guys. But now the main objective here is simply just wait for a very nice push up. Wherever we get the push up, I'm going to go ahead and just take it from there. All right. Now, I hope we don't just bounce from the complete top because then it makes it a little bit messier. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can find an entry. I want to find an entry around like, I don't know if I want to enter now. I actually kind of do. If anything, I'll add a starter size. Because I really do want to take longs here. But I feel like it will be too late because then the stop loss will be 47 points. So if we can retrace a little bit lower into like the 450 range, I would look to take longs. Oh, no way we missed the entry just like that. I don't know if anyone entered off that just yet. But we did tap into the gap. I just didn't like it too much. I thought we were going to go a little bit lower. Hopefully we can retrace just a bit down, at least into 450 so I can find an entry there. 450 is what I'm asking for. So I can find an entry. Then we can just use the 30-point stop loss from the bounce. Because I don't want to use 40 points. That's way too much. Maybe 35 points I'll be fine with. Because I really want to take... Okay, there's 450. Let me see if I can find an entry around here. I mean, if we want to go lower, that'll be even better. Because I really want to retrace into his gap. I really want to find an entry around there. So let's see. So far we're trading around 438. I still haven't found an entry yet. I'm still waiting for an extra bounce here. But I really, really want the market to go a little bit lower into this gap so ES can retrace into it. So we don't have to worry about a retracement on ES. But if I do have to find an entry around this range right now, I'll probably add starters. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. Because obviously buyers are in control and we want to time the market perfectly. But hopefully we can shoot this into a little bit lower. I really want to see the midpoint. I really, really want to see that. Because if we can get that, it'll be the best entry that we can get. But sellers are taking control again, which is an amazing sign. So let's see. ES is retracing. NQ finally retracing through the gap, which is what we need to see. So now, all we need now is pretty much a strong push-up, and we find the entry there, right? I might want to take this. I don't know if I want to take this full size. I might want to. But I also want to do a starter position. But yeah. Because if I enter now, we're looking at a 30-point stop. But I'm gonna wait for more of a bounce here, more of a confirmed bounce, because obviously sellers are still trying to step in here, so it's gonna be a little bit risky. But let's see. We're keeping an eye both on ES and NQ. Once both can get a very, very nice bounce, that's gonna be our cue to go ahead and enter the position. All right, but I want to try to look for an entry around like 435, if anything. Let's see. The next candle opened up. What do we do? So far, still selling off a little bit. Yeah, we need to make sure that sellers get completely out of the picture. If we want to go lower, that's fine. But let's see. This candle's flipping back green. I just don't want to enter so early because all it takes is one little pullback and then we'll be out, which I don't want that to really mess us up. But let's see. If I were you guys, I would say try to hover over the buy button just in case, because if we do get a big push up, then that's going to be our cue to go ahead and enter. I'm going to do 7 contracts in this one, guys. Not yet. I'm just putting my contracts over to 7. Obviously, sellers are still trying to step in. Like I said, all we're waiting for is a bounce in the market. Once we get that bounce, then we'll be good. ES is also retracing to this gap, so... Oh, wait. ES took out liquidity. Oh, shit. Oh. That's not the... Oh. Well, we can still bounce, but it kind of just takes away confluence from our setup, because if ES took out liquidity and he wants to inverse this gap, that won't be the best. That won't be the best for sure. But NQ still has a lot of room to go higher. I say we go higher still, but this is going to take away some confidence from our setup. Because it could definitely add a little bit more risk. Because if ES wants to take out this liquidity and go back down and inverse this gap, we could do that. But the thing is, why would I want to do that when we don't have anything below? But that's just something to have in the back of your mind. It's definitely something that can add a bit more risk to the setup. So we got to be careful with that. Because obviously now if you guys keep an eye on it, ES definitely looks a lot weaker than NQ does. NQ wants to go higher. It's obviously holding above the gap and everything, but ES keeps pushing it down because of the DOL sweep, which could add a little bit of risk. Definitely add a little bit of risk. But we're gonna see. We're gonna give the market a few minutes to see what it wants to do. If it wants to inverse the gap, then we're gonna have to wait for the next one, and we go next. But you know what I mean? We'll see what we do there. We'll see what we do. But yeah, I didn't keep note of this because now, like I said, this fair value gap might not hold because of this this sweep right here. So yeah, good thing we didn't find an entry just yet, but we're still waiting on it because we can still bounce off this gap here on NQ if ES wants to step in. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, if this gap doesn't hold up, we're gonna have to wait for the next setup to go ahead and form. Although this one was perfect though, but we'll see. Because keep in mind, NQ is the bullish one here. So if ES can find the bottom and kind of start pushing up, NQ will just rip up like crazy, and that's when we find the entry. So if we can get some sort of a bounce literally right now, will be the best time. Because if you go a little bit lower, obviously we're gonna inverse the gap, and there goes the setup. All right, but yeah, hopefully this doesn't really mess us up. It seems like it's going to, but we have a bit more time to kind of hold it up here, as you guys can see right here. Now, I'm gonna be a little bit nervous behind this setup. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but if we can manage to get a really nice bounce here, I would probably consider taking it. I'll probably just take it at a very light size, like seven-ish contracts. I really want to enter around here. I'm just worried that sellers are going to take control because of this sweep right here. Although it's not the strongest sweep, it could still mess us up big time. But if NQ still has that room to go higher and it wants to go higher, it's going to push ES up alongside with it. Yeah, no. Sellers are stepping in way too strong here. Way too strong. I doubt we hold up this gap. Let's see. We have a little bit more room. We have we have 10 more points into this gap. Hopefully we don't mess this up because this setup was so perfect and we have so much room for higher. This would be the perfect entry if we can bounce here. And the SMT is insane. ES wants to go lower and NQ is holding it up. If buyers can win this control over, we're so set for some longs. But yeah, so far it's not looking like it wants to hold up. Yeah, no, we're not holding it up. But we're gonna have to go to the next setup. Now, the next setup here would be an inverse. Instead of us looking for a continuation model, you guys gotta keep in mind, with us selling off so much, the thing is it's gonna ruin the bias a little bit with ES now. Although NQ has a lot of room to the upside, it's gonna be tricky. It's definitely gonna be a lot really wait, did we fully inverse this gap? Have we gone completely below it, or did we just tap into it? I don't know. Even if we do bounce, I don't know if I would want an entry here. It's not looking too promising with buyers stepping in. Because you guys see how ES is selling off and NQ is holding it up. Obviously, we know that NQ wants higher. You know what I mean? But what I would say is, if we can close this candle, which we are literally in 2 seconds from now, this candle is an 80-point candle. What we can do is we can create a gap like this and look to inverse this instead if the buying looks really strong. But the problem is we're gonna have the thought in the back of our mind that we took out this liquidity, which can get a little bit ugly, I would say. And I don't even know if we're gonna hold up this gap in the meantime. But yeah, I'm gonna give the market some time to obviously create the setup. If there's no setup, or if it's looking too messy, then obviously I'll just avoid it and just protect my position. But yeah, that setup looks so good, super good. Hopefully we can still hold up this inverse over here. But yeah, no, ES really messed us up there. And look, I would look to take shorts. Don't get me wrong, I would look to take shorts. But the problem is with shorts is, where's our objective? We took out the London low already. So what would we really want to target here? You get what I'm saying? Why not? I just explained it. Right? I don't want to target downside because what we would have targeted to the downside, we already took it out. You know what I mean? So there's really nothing to target down here. So yeah, that's gonna be the problem. So in this case, like I said, my bias is still bullish going forward into the morning. We just need more of a cleaner setup, right? Obviously, ES kind of fucked us up a little bit here. You guys can see we have a DOL. We took it out. We went back down. So yeah, that can really mess us up for a little bit. What about 265? Yeah, we could probably take that out and probably trade towards it, I guess. But in the meantime, I'm kind of just gonna stay away for now and just wait for a better setup to go ahead and form, which could be around here, if anything. But yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. And maybe ES wants to take out some external, which will be down here. But yeah. No, I don't have 270. I actually have 265. Which would be, if you zoom out a little bit, you'll see right here on the 5 minute time frame. You'll see that we have a little mini pullback right here that we could probably look to target. Um, but our Q for longs is gonna be whenever we get the buying pressure. Once we get that, we just look to inverse either this gap that we're creating right now or this one that we already created, and then we just look to target these highs up here. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 price targets, pretty much. Does your code give us 90% off? No, it's no, it's up to 90% off. That's just so I don't have to like change it every time there's a discount. But right now it's 80% off. It's 60. Didn't they extend the discount? Yeah, it's 80. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, bet. Anyways, okay, so far we, like I said, guys, well, we can't really get an entry just yet because we need this candle to go ahead and close for this gap to go ahead and be valid. But if we can manage to inverse this, like I said, our bias is still going to remain bullish. I really want to be bullish until we take out at least one of these two highs up here. And obviously, you know what I mean, we still have other confirmations here as well, which would be somewhat like this, right? So I'm considering, if the buying pressure looks really strong, we could take some sort of an inverse off 409 if we hold it up for the next minute or so, and then we could just look to take something like this. So let me see. Okay, let me go ahead and put this out in the commentary over here, because I still am eyeing longs. I really do like longs. Very very soon. I just need it to look a little bit better. Like, we need more buying pressure. So I'm gonna see if we can get that soon. Yeah, so far no entry yet, guys. So far, we need, okay, this candle right here. We did close the gap, which is a good sign. But now what we need is for enough buyers to be in control for us to obviously know if we're gonna form more of a reversal, and to see if buyers in control. Once we get that buying control in place, all we need is an inverse off this gap with strong enough volume to go ahead and know that we're gonna go higher. Then we take longs into 497, 527, 557, and 588, and then obviously the London high up here, right? So now pretty much all we need going forward, guys, is simply just really strong buying pressure. That's kind of all we need. But yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. P is choppy because we're trading instead of yesterday's range. I'm not gonna say it's super choppy. It seems it seems alright. It looks tradable. It looks tradable to me. Now its volume starts dying down. You know what I mean? Obviously, the closer we get to lunch hour, the less volatile it's gonna get. But in the meantime, I would say, yeah, we have our setups, we have a bias, we have everything. So it kind of checks out for now. For now, I want to say. So doing 7, yeah, yeah, yeah. Just because ES kind of messed up our bias a little bit, it can get a little bit risky. So, but that's even if we get it. Obviously, we need to wait for buyers to really step in. If we don't get buyers, then no. Buy stop at 415. I would take the entry manually, but I might miss it. I would be careful. I would, if you can't take it manually, then maybe just wait for the next one. I don't really like doing buy stops. It makes everything just so risky. Yeah, exactly. You could just get wicked out without even knowing. Keep in mind, we need strong buying pressure, because if the market just goes slowly up into this, you can get stopped out with a little bit of chop. So I would just look to enter manually. Yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Um, But the problem is with ES sweeping this liquidity, if we should be going technically lower on ES. So that's gonna be the problem. Although NQ wants higher, and although NQ has all of the buying pressure that you know what I mean, it's holding up. It's holding up. That's what I'm trying to say. The problem is with this is ES seems like it has a lot more control in the market, and with ES already taking out liquidity and sweeping it and having the MSS model, we might want to go lower into at least 768, which makes this setup kind of a 50-50. Like in a 50-50, I mean like playing out or not. Like I don't know if we're gonna shoot into it or just go lower, right? And that's gonna be the problem, right? So we don't know how this is gonna work out. But like I said, as long as we have buying pressure, that's gonna be literally all we need to get the setup to pretty much play out. But if not, like I said, I'm probably just gonna stay cash if we can't get this. All right, guys. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Why is limit orders bad? Because you don't know what the okay. Look, when you set a limit order, you can't really set rules to a limit order. To for example, let's say you set a limit order and you go away for the day, right? The market could start chopping up and it chops up into your price or into your order, but there's not enough volume behind the market or enough confluence to the point where it messes up your entry, right? So you can kind of like get wicked out or whatever. So I much rather know exactly what the market is doing and enter manually, so I know exactly if the market is looking choppy or if the market is looking very strong to the point where the entry looks good. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, you're staying cash. Yeah, but that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. If you don't like the market, that's totally fine. The volume's dying down a little bit. I wouldn't say so. It's still moving pretty good. I mean, you gotta keep in mind this candle just dumped down 53 points, and then the last one dumped down 95 points, and the last one dumped down 81 points. So yeah, no, we're definitely moving. It's just we're not moving super like. I mean, we're not breaking too many lows, but hopefully we can get some buying pressure to really kick in, because that's what we need. Once we're able to get this inverse, I'll be beautiful. Let me see. So, ES wants that's what I'm saying. ES wants 768 because, like I said, we have the DOL sweep up here. We have the selling coming in. We have everything coming in. So yeah, technically, we should be going lower. Technically, right? But at the same time, if we can get buying pressure to kick in, that pretty much shows us that NQ has the SMT control, and we want to target higher into these 5 price targets, right? So it's a 50-50. It's a 50-50. So either we go lower because of ES or we go higher because of NQ. Whichever one happens first, we're gonna know which one of those two has the control. The 50-minute looks hideous. I know, bro. I don't even want to look at the 50-minute. Yikes. Yeah. I'm good. But yeah. NQ has been leading. No. ES has been leading today. ES has been doing everything today. Keep in mind, ES took out both buy side and sell side. NQ has only taken out sell side. What does that show? ES has a lot more buyers and more sellers. So that's what I'm telling you guys. Technically, yes, we should be going lower, mainly because ES took out the liquidity, and we have the MSS, we have everything. But what can we really do about it? You know what I mean? What can we really do about it? We're gonna have to wait, and if anything, we're gonna have to come back PM session, if anything. Because right now, like I said, technically, yes, we should be going lower. But that's fine. I mean, as long as we're not red, you know what I mean? Who's to complain? Dave, I'm finding it hard to see what chart you're on. The same chart as always. NQ. I don't trade anything else, bro. Also, you can tell by the price if you don't know. 20,000 obviously is NQ. 5,000 is ES. Yeah, I flick between them, but I'll never stick to ES. I just flick to ES just to see what's going on, and I just go back just like that. But yeah, just look at the price here, if anything. But yeah, hopefully, well, ES is trying to pick up here, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah. This fair value, yeah, they both have a fair value gap at the same spot. So the same fair value gap that we have on NQ right here is the same exact fair value gap that we have on ES up here. Now the one on ES looks a little bit larger, but we'll see whatever happens. If like I said, if buyers step in, that should be enough for us to inverse both of them, and then we should be able to target higher. So we're just gonna wait on that. I just don't know how long it's gonna take. I don't even know if we're gonna see it. You know what I mean? Because although our bias is bullish, the trend right now is pretty bearish on the at least on the smaller time frame. In my opinion, it was better when we could see the whole chart, easier to understand the strategy. The whole chart is in your face, bro. Like the whole chart's right here, bro. I just have to have the banner because you guys gotta keep in mind I'm also streaming the same exact screen over on YouTube. So you know what I mean? I have to promote stuff and everything. If I could show two different screens, I wish I could, but I don't know how to set that up. It means the chart time. Yeah, I'm always on the 5 minute. Yeah, the 5 minute. I mean, look at the 15 minute. You can't trade this. So yeah, we're gonna be stuck on the 5 minute literally all day. What is that? I don't know, dude. That I don't even know how you guys found that. But yeah, if anything, I can let me see if I can change that. Because what I could do is I could do oh yeah, no, because then it just changes the screen. What if I hold? I think if I hold Alt, I think I could do it. Yeah, right here. No, that just crops the screen. I gotta figure out how to do it like after the stream though. But yeah, guys, today's gonna be the 5 minute time frame, pretty much. Anyways, okay, wait, we are getting some buying pressure to kick in, which I didn't really expect. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but like I said, the buying pressure kicks in really strong, and we get the inverse there. I mean, we can definitely target something. But yeah, let's see. ES on the other hand still hasn't retraced into this gap yet. I'm gonna make sure that both of them do get the inverse. And if ES, if anything, we'll just target this instead. There you go. But yeah, let's see. Like I said, we need very strong buying pressure to really kick in, so we can go ahead and get the. You taking full size? I don't know. Maybe not. With ES messing everything up, I might just take it at 7. And just minimize the risk a little bit. But we'll see. Okay, there you go. Let me put this over here on ES just so I know what's happening. Actually, no, it's gonna confuse me. There you go. But let's see if we can break a new high up here. We should honestly be pretty good for longs. But we need a very impulsive candle. So I don't know if we're gonna get that. Obviously, the market is definitely the volume is definitely dying down a little bit. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Yeah, it seems like buyers are trying. I'm not sure where they're stepping in from though. I don't really understand. I guess it's kind of like I don't know if it's a pullback or if buyers are really stepping in. We will know obviously the way we inverse this gap up here. But let's see. I mean, we're like 20 points away from an entry. So we need one more. I would want an impulsive 20-point push up to the upside. Exactly just how like we're getting right now. Because if we can get that, then that'll be actually perfect. ES is also. I don't want to take any longs until ES inverses this. I'm gonna make sure that both of them get inversed. Let's see, but yeah, buyers seems like they have some. They want to get some sort of control. And obviously if NQ can push up, we have a lot of room to the upside. Which would be literally beautiful. We just need ES to really inverse this gap up here. We need stronger buying because obviously right now it looks a little bit iffy. You know, we're getting a little bit of buying, a little bit of selling. We need only buying because that's the way the setup is gonna work out. But let's find out. Let's find out. You guys see what I mean? It's still looking a little bit iffy. We need, like I said, we need very, very strong buy. We need only buy. We need this candle to be breaking highs every 2 seconds. I mean, we can't have it rejecting off this tiny fair value gap to go back down. That's just gonna mess it up. I just want to know where the market is bouncing from. I want to know why it's bouncing. I obviously want to get an understanding behind that. I'm just worried because I know ES took out this liquidity, but I know NQ wants to go higher into the liquidity. It just makes the setup so much trickier. But I'd say we can make it work. We could definitely make it work. I just don't like how NQ is gonna invest the fair value gap first, so we might have to get a later entry. Because we gotta keep an eye on to see how ES inverses this gap. Because obviously, if NQ inverses the gap, but ES has the SMT control. If ES wants to go down, we're gonna get stopped out on NQ no matter what. So yeah, but I'm gonna try to get an entry about around like 410, 415, around there, and then we just go from there. All right, guys. Let me get this picture here real quick. There you go. But let's see. Let me keep an eye on ES. Okay, yeah. So we're trying to inverse it. All right, guys. I'm gonna enter longs here. I'm in longs. I'm gonna set my stop loss at 379. 379 point. Yeah, 379. Right here, 7 stop. There you go. But guys, I like the way that the buying pressure is kicking in. I like the way ES, well, ES is still in the midpoint, so we got to anticipate the breakout here. But the way NQ is stepping in and everything, we should be pretty good. And I'm taking this light size, so I'm taking this 7 contracts. All right, guys. Taking this 7 contracts. But let's see how we hold this up. Let's see. Keep in mind, guys, we have to inverse this gap. Well, we just did it right now, which is an amazing sign. See, beautiful push up right here, guys. Beautiful push up. Beautiful push up right here. I don't know if I'm currently up about 300. I don't know if I want to take some trims soon. Let me see. If I do trim, I'll probably do like 3. Take like 3 out. Let me see. If you guys want to trim, obviously you guys can. You don't have to wait for me. I don't know if you guys like that profit or not. How many points do we see there off that push up? 30 points. Beautiful. Feel free to trim. Okay, but yeah, let me put this out real quick. Right here. I'm gonna ask in the chat in a second. I want to see if you guys got any trims off that. I personally think we technically should be going higher, but if we can't hold it up, then that's fine. I'll just look for another entry. But I really want to hold it for longs. But yeah, how did you guys take that? You didn't trim? I didn't trim either. Don't worry. Like I said, I still believe we definitely still have room for higher. We obviously just need more buying pressure to kick in, but we should get it. I want to say we should get it, so I'm not really too worried. You got trims? Nice. But yeah, let me see. If anything, if we do break this high again, I'll just take the 3 set of trims that I did want to take. So if we do break above 440, I'll just take it there. All right, guys. But yeah, let's see how we hold this up. What's the stop loss? It's on the screen right here. 379. But yeah, let's see how the selling pressure kicks in. I don't want there to be too much selling pressure because then that just means that the market is going to start chopping up a little bit. But technically, this should be a pullback. Keep in mind, we close above the fair value gap. We have the buying pressure. We have the inverse. We have everything. We should technically be going higher. All right, guys. Technically, we should go. Like I said, I'm gonna look to take some trims at 440 if we can get that. Oh, no, wait. How many contracts did you size there for 700 profit? You probably did like 15 contracts, right? Damn. Because I saw like 300 profit there. But yeah, let's see if we can get another push up into 440. I really hope we can, because I really want to take a set of trims there. And now I'll just move my stop loss to break even if we can get that. I saw 500 with 10 contracts. Nice, nice, nice. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna look to take some trims at 440 if we can get that. So let me set an alert here. I just don't like the way sellers are stepping with aggression. Like we're getting pullbacks here, right? It's fine. It's like a little pullback, but we're holding it up for too much. So I don't know if it's gonna become a little bit of an issue here. I hope it doesn't become an issue because obviously that trade was green, but I wasn't able to get any trims at all. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. I'm just hoping it's a pullback because, like I said, everything is lining up for bullish. And I don't wanna have to look for another entry because then that's when it might get a little bit messy. But yeah, I got stopped out, guys. Yeah, that pullback was way too much there. I got stopped out on that one. But I just don't want to have to look for another entry there because like where are we gonna enter from? Let me remove this. Yeah, no. Yeah, I got stopped out on that one, guys. We took both the high and the low. No, we didn't. We haven't taken out anything. At least not on NQ. Now, I don't. If this candle can somehow flip back to green in the next minute or so, I guess I'll look for a reentry. But if not, then I will probably just avoid it. And Crab is here. Wait, guys. Wait, hold up. We might have to look for a reentry because this candle is flipping again. Because I really like I said, I really like the idea for longs. I really want to re-enter. And if anything, I'll just do it at full size this time. Just because we're getting the more buying pressure to kick in. Let me see how we hold it up. If we can hold up above this fair value gap for a little bit longer, I'm going to look to take out re-entry with full size. Full size. But we just need price to hold it up. Because, like I said, I believe this is going to be a pullback. We just got unfortunate with the stop loss. Bro. But yeah, keep an eye on this, guys. Like I said, if we can hold above 410, I'm gonna look to re-enter. Because we just need more buying pressure. We need more stable buying pressure. And we'll just ignore ES. We just need more buying pressure over on NQ. But we need this candle in the next 30 seconds to hold above this gap. If not, we can't take it. If not, we won't be able to take it. I really want to take it. You guys know we've been looking at longs all morning, and now it's pretty much just lined up perfectly for longs. But I just need to find the perfect entry. Yeah, we're holding above 410 again, which is what we want to see. So I'll let you guys know if I re-enter. If this candle can get a good push up here, I'll just re-enter off that. I really, really want to enter longs here. I'm super, super bullish. All right, I'm going to enter here, guys. All right, I'm in longs. I'm in longs one more time. I'm going to give it one more shot. I'm going to use the same stop loss. Wait, I entered at 417. Let me move this over real quick. 417. I'm going to set my stop loss at around 387. My new stop. And I'm in full size, guys. So it's going to be my final trade. If this one doesn't work out, then I'll just scrap the long idea. But like I said, the way buyers are stepping in on NQ, the way we're holding above the inverse, the way we're doing everything, it just lines up so perfectly, in my opinion. So we're going to see. We're going to see. But it's going to be my final shot at longs, guys. Because if not, if this doesn't work out, then I'll just call it a day. But let's see how this plays out. Like I said, and if we do shoot up into 440, that was going to be my initial trim. So if we do see 440, I'll just take some trims there. All right, guys. So if anything, I'll take like, I don't know if I want to take 5 off. Maybe like 3. Yeah, 3. But like I said, we need to see 440. If we can't see that, then we're really going to struggle here. I really, really want to see 440. It's like we see the push up and everything, and it can't hold up. Buyers are really struggling around that range, which is really worrying me here. Because we really, really need buyers here. Because we should have seen 440 literally right there. The buying pressure was there. We're like I said, we're holding above the gap. We have all the buying pressure, but we need to see 440. Can we see it? Can we see it? Yes, it's holding up as well. We just need to break above this high. Once we break above this, we should be literally chilling. But let's see. Because I also want to give the trade some room to breathe as well. I don't know if we can't get anything out this reentry, I'll just probably just call it. It's just that longs look so good, and we know that the market's gonna go up going forward, but maybe not right now. It's not the best timing. But we'll see. It's getting choppy a little bit, yeah. My stop is about to get hit. I'm just not sure why we're starting to chop up now when we have all of the confirmations for higher. Yeah, there it is. I got stopped out, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna scrap the long idea. It's not gonna play out. Yeah, I got stopped. I got stopped. I don't understand why it's not, because we're seeing all of the push-ups that we need, and sellers just keep stepping in over and over and over. But yeah, no, I'm gonna scrap that because the market is getting a little bit choppier. Dude, imagine we shoot up again. Dude, I'd be so mad, bro. But yeah, no, guys, I'm probably just gonna maybe PM. I don't know, but I'm 0 for 2 for today with the long idea. Just this inverse didn't want to hold up when it should have. But I gotta review that. Should I take insurance when you had the chance? It happens. We didn't see the price target, so I didn't really take it. But yeah, if I do see another setup, I'll consider taking it. But I don't know. For now, I'm probably just gonna step away from the market. 15 minutes cooked. Yeah, no, I know the 15 minutes horrible. Yeah, look at this. But yeah, no, guys. If anything, I'll come back PM later on in the PM session. If anything. Shame, dude. Look at me. Nah, but I'm chilling. I'm chilling. But there's no way we saw 30 points on that and it just reversed like that. I don't like how it did that. I gotta review it. But like I said, if I do see something, like I said, my bias is still bullish. Once you see something else to take longs, I guess I'll consider taking it. But for now, it's kind of just like, I don't know. Tough market. Nah, the market is good. I want to say it's slowing down a little bit. But we'll see.
Yo,
what's good?
my first word in like 30 minutes.
Dude, I've been trying to get longs, bro, but it's not. I couldn't get any scales, bro.
I know. I saw you were locked in, so I just didn't say
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah. Dude, it's just, bro. I've been bullish all morning, bro. Everything's lining up perfectly, and it's just not lining up.
We're just a little weaker, David.
Yeah, a little bit. Dude, I had the perfect setup at longs, and then ES took out liquidity, and it just messed up my entire buys. Look at this right here. But like I said, guys, going into the PM, if we do find something in the PM session, obviously I'll get back on live to trade it live with you guys. Because obviously now I'm showing my orders and everything. But if we do get another chance at longs, I will definitely let you guys know. Like I said, I'm not gonna take shorts at all today. We took out all of the objectives. I don't really, you know what I mean. But we'll see, guys. We'll see. I'm definitely not done for the day just yet. I'm gonna see what we do going forward. But we'll see. We'll see. I'll let you guys know. But for now, I'm probably just gonna get off the markets until the PM session or until another setup comes up. Because this setup was so perfect, and it just didn't play out. But yeah, if anything, guys, I'll come back later then. I'm gonna get off the live for a little bit. I'm gonna have obviously the charts open and everything. Once I see something, I'll get back on live and I'll show you guys. We'll take another trade. That's if we get something. I just need to wait for more of a setup to form here, and hopefully the market doesn't start chopping up here. But yeah. All right. But yeah, for now I'm gonna get off. So yeah, I'll see you guys later in the PM session. All right, guys. Peace out, Krabby. Peace out, chat.
Yeah, peace out.
Guys,
Peace out,
I'll be
guys.
active in the chat. Once I see a setup, I'll let you guys know. All right. All right. I'll see you guys later then. Peace out, guys. Peace.
Peace out.
And YouTube, guys. Not the best day. I'm gonna see. Honestly, I'm gonna keep trading. To see if a setup does come up. This one did look super perfect. We couldn't get scales. We saw about 30 points or so, but so far no scales, no nothing. So we couldn't really get that in time. But we're gonna see how it goes. Going into the PM session. Hopefully the market looks a little bit better for us to get longs. So I'll update you guys in the Discord once we get something. All right, guys. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and get off the stream and take a little bit of a break from the charts. All right, guys. But yeah, we'll see how the PM session goes.